Back in the book segment tonight, a new book called Miracles and Massacres, True and Untold Stories of the Making of America. Book's written by our old pal, Beck. Joins us now from his lavish headquarters in Dallas, Texas.
How are you, Bill O'Reilly?
I'm the same, Beck, which is tragic for everybody.
It really is.
Yeah.
Especially you. It's
yeah,
sad.
I know, but, that's just the way it is.
Well, I know.
Now, we'll get to the book in a moment, but I understand you're still causing a lot of trouble on radio and TV.
I'm not causing trouble. Here's what I'm doing. Here's what I'm doing. I'm talking to people like Malcolm Gladwell, who did Blink and The Tipping Point, has new David and Goliath book out. I'm talking to people
Wait. So this pinhead Gladwell, I saw him on 60 Minutes last night. What are you getting out of him? What are you getting out of that?
Here's one thing that nobody really is talking about is his faith and what happened to him while he was writing this book. Where he's writing this book, he's a guy who was raised religious and then kind of fell away from it and found himself rediscovering faith and the importance of faith. When he was sitting here on my set, I couldn't believe it because, it's Malcolm Gladwell. And I'm listening to him and he's saying, even people of faith don't know the power of faith. They really don't understand that everything is within their grasp right now. And I think he's right.
All right, so you're still connecting public policy with personal belief system, which I always thought was a good thing, and you're one of the few people who do that.
Yeah, I don't think, I think the way to solve our problems, Bill, in fact, the only way to solve our problems, and I'm seeing it happen with people on both sides of the aisle, is personal responsibility. One of my good friends is Penn Jillette. He's an atheist. He's a guy who is a very moral man. He doesn't need religion to do that. That's fine.
Let's get to the Obamacare deal, because this has really changed, I believe, the whole complexion of the nation right now. So that last summer, if you were to say, hey, Barack Obama's an incompetent guy, he's not really running the government right, you're a crank, Beck, you're this, you're that. But now, polls plummeting, personal popularity plummeting, honesty level plummeting, and you say what?
I say surprise, surprise. Everything that he has done, we were chastised for. We were eviscerated for saying this is exactly what would happen, and you haven't even gotten to the panels yet that are supposed to be in place by January 15. When America really sees what is going on, they're going to lose their mind. The problem is, Bill, is you don't pull this back out. You don't take that tentacle back out. All we're left with now is trying to make it better, and I don't know if you're ever going to, going to make it better.
I think the Republicans have got to come up with an alternate system that makes more sense.
It's called the free market system.
But there's got to be also, with insurance companies throwing people off the rolls and things like that, there has to be tweaking to it.
Throwing off the rolls? Who's throwing? The insurance company wasn't throwing people off the rolls. This government is forcing people, because this is what he really meant. Not if you like your insurance, you can keep your insurance. What he really meant was, if I like your insurance, you can keep your insurance.
Yeah, we all know that. But we also know that there have been abuses in the healthcare system that need to be corrected.
There
not by
always
this, but by targeted things. All right, let's get to the book. Your head is blocking the S on miracles, so it's Miracles and Massacres. So it's basically a book that says to Americans, your country's both good and bad. You got to deal with it both.
But it's really, you know what, Bill, it is, I think the most shocking thing in this book is there are things in here that, like, for instance, Edison is a dirtbag. I hate Edison. I love Thomas Edison before I started reading about Tesla. This is actually an old letter from 1935 from Tesla. You start to see what Edison did, where he was electrocuting dogs and horses and cows, and he was calling it not electrocution, but Westinghouse. He wanted to Westinghouse people to try to get his product pushed, and not Tesla and Westinghouse. When you see this is this is one of only 7 guns that was taken. This one was taken from Sitting Eagle at the
Wounded Knee?
Yeah, Wounded Knee battle. And when you really see, thank you, Bill, when you really see what happened there, and you see this was buried. This was absolutely buried, and our own military, they lied in court, and then we tried to cover it up by giving everybody medals there. It really needs to be exposed so we can say, look, these things were bad. Now let's learn from it so we can come back. Who are we burying today? Who is the Tesla that is being buried today by somebody who has inside, kind of insider trading access in Wall Street like Edison did?
All right, Beck. So Beck is now the watchdog of history along with me and Kilmeade. You know, we're rolling, Beck.
Bed sheet from Abraham Lincoln. You may have the book. I have the bed sheet.
There he is. All right, Beck, thanks. Good luck with it. Up next.